How do we do this again? Welcome to Talking Swift. I'm Meggles.
I'm Jess Rodolph.
I'm Rubee.
We're out of
And
practice.
I'm Rubee.
I'm Jess Rodolph. And this episode is recorded July 8th, 2026.
We're back. It's been a long hiatus. We ended up having to take longer than we expected because life stuff got in the way for all of us, really. Yeah, so it's been about 6 months since our last episode, but we're back, and that's exciting. So yeah, how are you guys feeling?
Excited to be back.
Excited to be back, but very tired.
Yes, I'm very tired too. 2026 has been a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, when we decide to come back, Taylor has a big thing that has a lot to talk about. After
we really were like, oh, we're just gonna do a little news update.
After we had just sorted the news.
We did our meeting like the day before the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, because it was on the Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a meeting, and we were like, okay, we'll do a news episode first, and then, yeah, it'll be fine. Nothing big should happen. And then the next day turned out to be her wedding, because it wasn't confirmed that was her wedding. It was all speculation at that point.
Remember, we all were like, there's no way she's gonna actually get married there. Like, we all were like, there's no way. It's a decoy. Like, they're gonna get married somewhere else.
Afterwards, I was like, glad. I was like, oh, good. We didn't record that as an episode because everything we said was wrong.
It made so much sense to me looking back, though. I was like, of course she got married there. It's like the most secure building in New York.
It makes a lot of sense.
It has secret entrances in and out.
And we haven't seen leaks from inside.
Well, there's a couple, but...
Yeah, and there's no windows.
They're very rare, though.
Like, we haven't seen any of the dress or the outfits.
Yeah.
There's somebody who claims... Remember that music video she did sitting on the floor in the wedding dress with the piano? Somebody made a TikTok claiming that was her wedding and stuff, and everyone's calling them out being like, that's not her wedding dress.
There's so many fakes going around. So
the amount of AI images I've seen,
they're all fake.
I want to know what Adam Sandler wore. That's the real question on my mind. What did Adam Sandler wear?
Yeah, like, how fancy was he?
Was he in just a hoodie and basketball shorts, or did the man actually put on a suit for this? Then there's like controversy with one of her dancers.
The champagne pink dress,
Oh my god. One of the dresses was a light pink, and everybody's like, she wore white to Taylor's wedding.
The pictures do look very white, I will say, yeah.
It does look kind of white, but
in the lighting,
it looked fine.
There's actually no way someone would wear white to Taylor Swift's wedding.
Especially not one of her
no
dancers.
Way someone would do that, yeah.
Blake was not invited, did you see?
Oh, yeah.
Her and Ryan were like 300 miles away.
They were upstate.
Mm-hmm. So many rumors came out because of this wedding. People were thinking Jack Antonoff got divorced because he went to the wedding alone. His wife's filming a movie. She couldn't get out of filming to go to the wedding because the wedding was on a Friday.
So many people just assume things, you know?
I would quit my job to make it to her wedding, I won't lie. You can get another job. You cannot go to another Taylor Swift wedding.
Yeah, I know, right?
I saw someone else got invited, but then they got invited to host like the World Cup thing or something. I forget who it was. Some host. Some talk show host or something.
Oh, so, yeah. I saw that
they
too.
They had RSVP'd and then like...
they got RSVP'd as yes, but then they had to cancel.
I was like, I would not go to that. I would go to the wedding. What do you mean?
Several workers got fired because they all signed NDAs.
Yes.
And then were taking pictures inside.
Yes.
Like,
Idiot. Sorry.
these people were also hired because they worked the Gaga event where they also signed NDAs, and there were no leaks from that. And it's like,
Wow.
why did you have discretion for that but not for this?
Exactly.
You were hired for your discretion, and yet
Crazy.
one of the leaks was the picture wall.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see
I saw
pictures
some of
look
it.
like?
I was trying not to look at stuff.
It's hard to make out, and I was trying not to
Well,
look too closely.
I was trying not to look, but somebody pointed out that it had to do with people had asked Travis what he got for his birthday, and he said he didn't want to say. And in one of the pictures, it looks like they're holding a puppy.
Yes, yeah, I heard about
That's
that.
where that rumor came from. Because I saw someone saying they secretly got a dog, and I was like, what are you talking about? That makes sense now.
Well, it's been kind of rumored that they got a dog. I don't remember originally how it
I
came
hope
out.
their cats are
but-
adjusting better than mine. She does not like saying goodnight to her brother, let me tell you.
Aw.
Last night was a lot of hissing.
Okay, I think that we should talk about everything wedding related first before we go back to the other news that we started. Because we know you all want to hear about the wedding.
Any of the details that we do have anyway.
Yes. There was a rehearsal dinner the night before. There was even more rumors that there was going to be a wedding the next day.
Rumor has it that they got married the night before.
Yeah, that was the rumor. A lot of people were posting online that they got officially married ahead of the wedding. None of that has been confirmed, at least from what I've seen. None of that was confirmed, and none of it was from People Magazine or Entertainment Tonight. None of that was from them, but it was different sources. So I don't know. It could be true. The other thing is we saw a bunch of people from the rehearsal dinner leaving, and they had the custom boxes that had the TNT logo. That's really beautiful. It has, how do you describe this? It's two T's with a heart interlocking them.
It's like two hearts.
It's their motif.
Mm-hmm.
And they're quite big boxes, too.
And we haven't seen anything about what's inside them, have we?
I saw some, I don't know if it was a rumor or not, that she gifted everyone a Cartier watch.
That was the
But
wedding.
that box seems very big. Yeah, I don't think that's the same thing. Also, that box seems very large for a watch. Yeah, I don't think anything's been confirmed about what was in those boxes. It's weird because some of the pictures didn't make it look like it was as big as it was, and then you see other pictures, you're like, oh my god.
Oh, they're holding them under
They're
their arm.
huge. Yeah.
Some guests were posting some of their fits for the rehearsal dinner. I know we saw Selena Gomez, her outfit for it was a black dress, which people have said that Taylor wore a black dress to her rehearsal.
Breaking news, it looks like Margaret Qualley and Jack Antonoff are splitting up.
What?
What?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. They just got married
No way.
a couple years
Great.
ago. We covered that.
As of 2 hours ago, People Magazine reported. They got married in 2023.
Wow.
I was looking for a different thing in the Taylor subreddit thread, and I saw this breaking news. That's where I was like, oh!
Because we talked about that wedding, because everyone showed up.
Because everyone
Taylor was
stalked
there,
it, yeah. Wow.
Okay,
Back to the rehearsal dinner. I don't remember what any of the other looks were. But yes, apparently Taylor wore a black dress to Selena's rehearsal dinner, and then a gold dress to her wedding, and then Selena wore a gold dress to Taylor's wedding. So
That's so cute.
and then the other thing about the rehearsal dinner is Taylor and Travis sang their favorite rock song together. They performed it.
Do we know what that song is?
No. But there are speculations that... Oh, I forget that. There were two, and I forget the other one. But one of them was Teenage Dirtbag, because they have sung that together before. But I forget the other song that was speculated, and I didn't put it in the news. And then on the wedding day, there was a lot of speculation
crazy because I was like still in denial. It's like, there's no way this is actually the wedding. Like people are just being fancy for something. She's just throwing an event or something. I don't know.
By then, I was a little more on the train of, oh, this could be a wedding. So I was less in denial by then. But yeah, a lot of the guests were showing up and they were looking fancy.
Yeah, we saw Abigail, Tree, Ross, a few more of Tavis's people.
Yeah. It was confirmed by the billboard. Apparently, like, right after it happened, she didn't have to do this. The billboard, it says Jess T&T married.
The first T being, like, part of the just. It's like just and T married kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's really cute. I remember you sent it to the group chat, and I was like, is that fake? Like,
you were like, that's gotta be fake. I saw that. I don't remember which one I saw first, but I saw that one, and then I saw the tree post, but I don't know which one I saw first, but I saw both of them, like, pretty close together. And so you were like, is it this fake? And I thought you were talking about the tree one.
No, just that, like, the billboard just seemed, like, a little, like, wild of a way to announce it. But, like, I get it. It's cute.
It makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. She didn't want to spend her time during her wedding, you know? So this is just, like, a quick, here you go. Here's a little confirmation. We can stop the rumors. We can stop anything else, you know? Here you go. Everyone can know all at the same time, kind of thing. Do we want to read Trees?
So the bride and groom's wedding ceremony looks have been created by Christian Dior Haute Couture. They're designed by Jonathan Anderson, creative director of Dior Women's, Men's, and Haute Couture collections, in close collaboration with the bride and groom. This is the designer's first couture wedding dress for a world-renowned celebrity. Their shoes were custom made by Christian Louboutin, and the bride wore Cartier jewelry, which I think is cute because I trade the Cartier for someone to love. Anyway, Taylor and Travis did not have bridesmaids or groomsmen. Instead, her brother Austin Swift served as Taylor's man of honor, and Jason Kelsey was Travis's best man. The ceremony joined both families together and was officiated by friend Adam Sandler. Crazy officiate, I gotta say.
I find it interesting that Christian Dior did their wedding because a few days later, Sabrina Carpenter was actually at a Christian Dior fashion show.
Because it was Fashion Week, which we'll talk, there's something from that later, but yeah, it is interesting.
Well, it's just showing the amount of police officers that were outside of Madison Square Garden right before she got married.
Looked like when the Knicks played.
There was so many.
No, seriously, that's what it looked like when they had watch parties for the Knicks.
It was a lot. And, of course, there were tons of Swifties outside. People apparently drove hours just to stand outside MSG in hopes that there was going to be a wedding. And
did we not listen to But Daddy, I Love Him? No, you cannot come to the wedding.
Yeah.
There were a couple of people interviewing them. And
so weird. Why are we doing that?
It's so weird.
Sorry. Why are we doing that?
It's weird. That's why.
That's why she wrote a whole song about it.
That's exactly why she had it at MSG, because if she had it somewhere else, then they would be swarmed.
Literally. It was so cute. The Empire State Building turned blue and captioned the post, "Her something blue," with a little blue heart. So cute. And then we got a little sneak peek of how the guests were arriving. They were coming in through cars, going into a tent. The tent was closed. People got out, and then the car would drive away. So nobody actually saw who was getting into the venue. Like, all the guests were all secret.
Mm-hmm. It was very smart.
That's also why they picked MSG, because MSG does have underground entrances. This is what I pointed out to Paladin. Because he was like, why MSG? And I was like, MSG has entrances underground for performers and for loading. It is so secure that way that, of course, it would make a great wedding venue because you can't see who goes in or out.
Mm-hmm. We saw a glimpse of the roses being delivered. There was a van with signage on the outside. Oh, and then her Wikipedia page was updated right after it was confirmed.
Swifties are quick.
We also know there were arcade games, but we don't know what kind of games there were. People said there was like ring toss and stuff like that, but there's no confirmation, so. But we do know there's games.
We have seen pictures of the arcade games leaving, so we know they actually had legit arcade games. We just don't know which one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We know there were games, we just don't know what games.
We saw a few things leaving after the fact, like also a couple of like decor pieces and stuff too, with the logo.
All with the motif on them.
Yeah.
Right after this was confirmed and everything, then there was a lightning storm.
So, I don't live in New York anymore, but I have friends who do, and I heard there was no rain in the forecast that day.
Never beating the witch allegations.
And also, the sky turned amber right after. People are pointing out the line in Marjorie, you love the amber sky so much. And people are saying that Marjorie wanted to make sure Taylor knew she was there.
So cute.
And then the sky turned lover colors.
Yes.
People are also pointing out the "Something Was Born After the Storm on the 4th of July" lyric as well.
Yes. And then they're pointing out love is golden for the sky as well.
Insane.
It also kind of broke the heat wave a little bit in New York because it was like scorching hot. It's still very hot there, but it cooled it off that night.
And rain on wedding days, good luck.
Yes. And everyone pointed out Taylor loves a rain show.
Oh, right. The other thing that happened on July 2nd, actually, Union Station in Kansas City lit up colors for Taylor and Travis.
That's so fun.
Oh, right. Guests were posting pre-wedding pics before the wedding, happened. And so that's when a lot of Swifties were actually starting to be like, okay, this is looking like this is going to be a wedding. That's what it was. And that's when I started to...
I posted, People Magazine has an A to Z list of people that were at the wedding, and some of them are posts that people themselves posted, and some are people in cars.
And they posted captions that were hints of like, oh, I'm going to a wedding kind of thing. There was, because Adam Sandler was the officiant, there was a clip going around that is him saying nice things about Taylor and about her meeting his kids. Because a lot of people were surprised about that fact. I was a little too, but then I thought about it more and it made sense to me, but...
I did see a joke that someone was like, oh, Travis got to pick one thing.
I saw that post too, but I wasn't too surprised because I knew her and Adam were friends before Happy Gilmore 2, and then I knew Travis and him obviously became friendly during Happy Gilmore 2 or before that, so I wasn't too surprised they picked him because he would be a mutual friend that they both knew before the relationship.
The more I heard about like their past, and Adam had talked about like how sweet she was like to his kids and stuff way before Travis was on the picture and everything, I was like, okay. I didn't realize they had like that much history.
I still love that Stephen Colbert speech when he talks about Taylor meeting his daughter and why he would like jump in a pit of spikes for Taylor.
And then after the wedding, we also saw the car, the 70s car.
I heard it's the same like make and model as the Getaway car in the music video.
It's the same car they drove away on their first date.
Okay.
It's not exactly the same because it's not a convertible though, but it's similar. It has the license plate JSTNTMRD. And then, like you said, we saw decorations driving away afterwards with the beautiful TNT.
It was confirmed by multiple people that her theme was Enchanted Garden.
Yeah, I saw people saying it was like the secret garden in her mind kind of theme.
So all the furniture is very like rustic and enchanting themed and like different colors
And then Maren Morris posted a glimpse at, this is the handkerchief that guests got for, it's pretty common now to give handkerchiefs or tissues to your guests for emotional moments. So it's really beautiful though. It's a custom handkerchief and it says, so it's gonna be forever. And it has the TNT logo thing.
It also has
With the hearts.
the date and the city. Let me just tell you. So, celebrity weddings inspire the wedding themes for the next couple years. The wedding industry is dreading the fact that so many brides are now going to want embroidered custom handkerchiefs at their wedding. I saw this and was like, oh. Wedding planners everywhere are like, oh no.
And Donna Kelsey was spotted on the 4th of July, and she was asked about the wedding, and she just said that she can't say much except that it was magical, which that's no surprise. She's so funny. And film crews were there, but the rumor that because film crews were there, it was going to be a documentary of her wedding, that was debunked. Entertainment Tonight posted, no, Taylor Swift didn't film her wedding for a documentary.
Called a wedding film for her.
It's custom to
I have a wedding film.
Videographer at your wedding. It's just that with her scale, of course, it's more than just a videographer. It's a film crew.
I have a film of my wedding. I haven't watched it. It's been over a year. Me and Paladin have really been meaning to watch it. But I had 2 people with cameras walking around my wedding. It's normal. That's why when people were like, she's filming something of the wedding, I'm like, or she's filming her wedding.
Also, you know how much she spent on that wedding? Like, you think she's not gonna want to remember it? Like,
yeah. A little part of me thought that maybe there could be like a little bit of that we see. But
I'm thinking maybe she might use clips of it for something, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping we might get like
I'm thinking maybe we'll see parts of her first dance or parts of her walking down the aisle, but I'm like,
I really want to see Adam Sandler's.
Just want to see the dress.
I hope he did what our officiant did with the marriage. I gave our officiant permission to Princess Bride us.
And then this is what we know. So this is the stuff that we found out after the wedding that started to come trickling out. Okay, so Good Morning America, some of the hosts from there were invited and they confirmed some things. It was unrecognizable as a venue. It felt intimate as it possibly could be, even with the size. And it was like a garden inside the garden. Stevie Nicks did perform, and their vows were amazing. Paul McCartney performed I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Which he has not performed since 64.
Yeah, 64. Because he would not sing it without John.
Yep.
So that was really special that he actually did that. Each of their vows were about 20 minutes long, and they read from gold books. Taylor's mom invited guests to go from the ceremony to the next room where Paul was performing, alongside Stevie Nicks. One guest said that it looked like a forest. Italian was served along with sushi and a lot of bars.
Why wasn't I at this wedding?
Dream dinner. Are you kidding me?
And I didn't write this down, but I remember seeing this. They didn't have assigned seating. They had lots of different food stations that you go and pick up, which makes sense. This would be a nightmare.
Seating chart for like 1,000 people. No, thank you.
Challenge accept.
And then the arcade games, of course, we already talked about. She walked down the aisle to one of her songs, instrumental version of it.
It was Love Story.
Has that been confirmed?
It has been confirmed.
Story, but
okay. Because I have seen tons of people speculate that it would be Love Story, but
a couple of people have come out and said it was Love Story.
And Adam wrote an original song based on their love story. This is why I want to see that. I want to see this. And reportedly, Jason's daughters were flower girls.
I've seen that from multiple sources as well.
Mm-hmm. There was a very, very long guest list.
Obviously, yes. And like Jess said, People has a whole guest list posted.
It was over 1,200 guests.
Adam Sandler was funny and touching. Vows were everything you hoped for. Real, vulnerable, serious, and silly. Who knew that a wedding at Madison Square Garden could be so intimate? So Adam Reed was talking about Adam Sandler and what he said. And the advice that Adam Sandler gave them is to never stop kissing. Kiss every day. Kiss when you can.
Adam's had a long and happy marriage, so... Oh, somebody caught part of the bouquet.
So it was Ashley Smith that posted about catching the bouquet.
I'm seeing a lot of people hating on the bouquet. It was obviously not her entire bouquet. Can we just say most people have like a separate bouquet that they throw?
I had a separate bouquet that I threw.
There's something else that was mentioned about the bouquet. It might actually be her actual bouquet.
I was also going to say,
Really?
I think that bouquet went through war to be caught.
That's true. Can you imagine doing a bouquet toss at this large of a wedding?
I just
Well,
think
and
she would
Taylor's-
get rid of her entire bouquet. I thought she would
Taylor's
like come up her
bouquet?
bouquet, you know?
Also, those kind of flowers look like they need to be kept in water, and it had been a long night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They obviously did not survive, is all I'm going to say.
What Ashley Smith said was celebrated an enchanting love story, and somehow I ended up catching Tay Tay's bouquet. So here's to believing it's bringing in lifetime of love, luck, and laughter my way. Congratulations, Taylor and Travis. Cheers to forever, TNT. I actually caught the bouquet at the wedding that I just went to last week, a week before Taylor's wedding.
My bouquet was fake flowers, so.
Someone mentioned that it was a modest bouquet that looks cut from someone's garden to fit the garden forest fairy tale vibes. So that kind of sounds like that might have been the actual one. It might not have been. It might have been a toss one, but it's definitely
I did
actual flowers.
see it and did think it was a pretty, like, I did see it and
Yeah.
kind of think it would be like a very Taylor-esque bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she would go for something more whimsical. It looks very, like, whimsy.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, I find it hard to believe she would get rid of her, like, actual bouquet because it's such a big day for her that I
Yeah.
feel like she would make maybe, like, a replica to throw or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But it does look like something she would pick to walk down the aisle with.
Yeah.
Like, it looks very Taylor.
People are just picking everything apart, and it's driving me nuts because it's not your wedding. You get to
Like,
choose
okay.
what to do with your wedding, okay?
Like, if you could have done it better, you go rent out Madison Square Garden and you throw a wedding in there, okay?
For 1,200 people.
are also being like,
Yeah.
so annoying, being like, oh, it's so cringe to have arcade games and to have raffles and have prizes and stuff. It's like, I'm sorry, that sounds fun to me, okay? I don't...
Also, how else are you going to entertain 1,200 people?
I know.
Kind of sounds like they had the stag and doe at the wedding, because that's very, like, stag and doe games and prizes and things is, like, very stag and doe. It just sounds like they kind of just did that as part of the wedding instead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't seem that weird to me. I don't know.
And speaking of the raffle and stuff, apparently Avril Lavigne was one of the luxury bag winners at the wedding.
And also, I guess the car was something that was a prize for somebody as well. I don't know if
That
it was
too,
confirmed
yeah.
who got it, but I know the car was something that was won. It was either, like, raffled off or, like, auctioned or something.
I've seen lots of posts saying that it's not been confirmed. So I don't
Okay.
think it's been confirmed who the winner of the car was.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Then the other thing that the Good Morning America host said was it was nice not having your phone because you were just in the moment. And if you ever want to feel what real love is, you could feel it in that room. It was really special. I thought those were nice notes. The other thing is the wedding invitation was posted, which I think it looks gorgeous. And it was watermarked. And it has that guest's name as watermark. So each invitation has the guest's name watermark so they can know who leaked
Which
it.
we knew.
Yeah,
I do think it's genius.
we thought that, but I think it looks beautiful.
We knew it was watermarked.
Some people think she may have painted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of painting, the Taylor Lakes YouTube updated. Did you not see
What?
this?
I
What's the
have
Taylor
seen
Lakes?
this Taylor Lakes thing very recently.
I don't know
Taylor
what
Lakes
it
has
is.
always been speculated to be Taylor.
Releasing songs with their friends.
And Taylor Lake's banner updated the day after Taylor got married, and the banner is now her married and has merch of the painting, and it's interesting.
Do we think that this was supposed to be posted, or was this...
I don't know. I think that probably they were waiting for the okay. For most of what's been confirmed, I feel like they waited a certain amount of time, like waited for the okay to post, to reveal stuff. Because it wasn't posted until several days after the wedding. And it says it's watermarked, so you know exactly who posted it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, do you think they're supposed to?
So, it said one night only, early evening, black tie. And it said Manhattan. So it wasn't specific about any of the details. It might have just been the save the date, but I'm not sure.
I saw a post that she was like very like sending details very
like trinkling it in.
Like nobody actually knew a lot of information until like
so that it wouldn't be to make sure that it would be not leaked. Yeah. During the vows, Travis promised to protect her forever, and she got teary-eyed during that part. And during the vows, Taylor featured a little bit of singing, which, are we surprised? No. Not at all. And then, instead of gifts, the couple asked for guests to donate to charity. And then, okay, this is the Dior. A spokesperson for Dior, when asked about her look, promised all would be revealed. They were asked because of Fashion Week. And so, as of right now, all the photos that we've seen so far of Taylor in any wedding dress have been fake.
Which I assumed as much.
It also has been revealed by People magazine that Taylor had 2 looks.
Not surprised. I'm surprised she didn't have more looks, to be honest.
I'm surprised she didn't have 13 looks.
Yeah, like mid-aisle, she just like transforms her dress into something else. Like
mid-aisle, the train extends or something.
Yeah, like I thought she would do something crazy.
Like the top unfolds into a longer train, or like butterflies come out of the top, or like the veil opens up and like butterflies shoot out of it or something.
She could do one of her famous quick change.
I know, that's why I'm like, only 2? Taylor, you took it easy that night. Did the skirt come off and you have like the little shimmy skirt you had, like all the Eras tour? What happened?
They tented all the seats so stadium seating wasn't visible. They were passing hors d'oeuvres like chicken nuggets with caviar.
Which is so funny. I love that.
Blending of both their worlds. I need to know, like did the chicken nuggets come with the ketchup and mayo? Isn't that what she dips it in? I can't think of what she dips it in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't there
big I thought it was like a big speculation about it or something.
No.
Seemingly ranch? No, that was the other thing.
Ranch.
Yeah.
Seemingly ranch, yeah.
In her vows, she talked about how he was the star athlete in high school, but the kind of guy who would go sit at the table with less popular kids. The kind of person she wished she had known in high school. Of course, companies posted about the wedding. Like this Kit Kat picture.
It was just funny. It literally is captioned, I was told I should post this. Hopefully you guys get it. And it's just 4 Kit Kats with a ring. I'm pretty sure it's her ring, is it not? On the
Yeah,
ring.
it looks like her ring.
Her ring. Her engagement ring.
Oh yes, and then HelloFresh posted this on Friday. So on the wedding day before the wedding, they posted this.
HelloFresh, your food is never fresh. I did not expect you to cater nothing.
Do you want to read it, Jess?
Sure, we're never getting a HelloFresh sponsorship after this. HelloFresh official statement. We regret to inform you that responses may be delayed this weekend as we prepare to cater for a very high-profile event at a certain garden in New York City. We haven't received the invite yet, but we're extremely confident it just got lost in the mail. Yeah, that's why your responses are delayed.
Oh, and then do you want to read this too, Jess? The 6...
So 6 on Broadway. No further comments at this time. Wishing Queen Taylor a royal love story. Addressing some frequently asked questions on here. Yes, Taylor Swift is using our castle for her wedding. No, we did not get invited. Yes, we still wish her the best in her marriage. Signed, the Queens. They crown a lot of celebrities to be queens, and so it does not surprise me that they made a statement for Taylor.
And then this bakery posted, they made a bunch of Taylor Swift cookies for the 4th of July, and the one in the picture there, it's a reel, so they show a lot, but I snapped part of it, and the one in the picture is Mr. and Mrs. Americana.
think they had another one that said like red, white, and I do or something.
Yes, that is one of the other ones they had.
I'm sure there's a bunch that we missed. These were just ones that we saw in passing.
We haven't talked about the wedding donations yet.
No, we have not.
Nope. Oh, we didn't talk about Simone Biles.
So Simone Biles like posted her outfit look for the wedding, which stunning, gorgeous. And someone was like, when have they even spoken to each other? And she said, remember this, I only show y'all what I want y'all to know. Which, if anyone doesn't remember, she literally danced to a Taylor Swift song at her last, like, Olympic thing.
And wasn't something mentioned about Taylor Swift, like, reacting to it or something? I know we covered it.
Yeah, but also,
Taylor
like,
always congratulates the athletes, so...
Also, like Simone said, like, I'm sure celebrities have tons of interactions that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't mention Carly Kloss was also at the wedding. We didn't mention that either.
And Abigail now follows her on Instagram.
I saw that too. People were shocked to see Carly at the wedding.
Okay.
Yes. The other thing that we forgot to mention too about the handkerchief is that So It's Gonna Be Forever, a lot of people are tearing that apart, or they were saying, or it's gonna go down in flames. This is a Easter egg that it's just gonna, this is a spectacle and they're gonna break up in a year.
Or,
I saw a bunch of judgment about the other half. They're like, so what about the other half of the lyrics? Like,
or that's Travis's favorite song, and that's why she picked that lyric in particular.
Exactly. And someone pointed out too that, like, it's part of what brought them together, because he loved 1989 so much and Blank Space. He came to her concert, because of that. So it's an invisible thread between them, that song. It's her song. She can use it however she wants, and she can repurpose them.
And also, if you look at the line, it says, so it's going to be forever, or it's going to go down in flames.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's one or the other. And they chose it's going to be forever because it's not going to go down in flames. Like, it's...
Of course, a certain group is, like, saying that that's proof. It's a spectacle, and
if this was a spectacle, we would have been seeing cameras inside that place.
Exactly, we would have seen more. We would have seen more.
She also does not Easter egg her personal life. She has said it. It's confirmed.
Exactly.
She does not Easter egg anything about her personal life. It's only ever about the music.
The other thing about Blank Space, too, is that when she first wrote it and put it out, at her concert, her 1989 concert, she talked about Blank Space, and she talked about how it was a joke. Like, it was making fun of the way that people see her, not actually, like, how she is. So, it's like a making fun of, people think I'm just going to go from one guy to one guy to one guy. It was making fun of her reputation in that way. So it's not to be taken seriously in that way.
Literally.
Did she really want to pick a line from a love song about another guy?
Also true. Though some would argue she could have picked one from, like, Showgirl or something that is about Travis. But
yeah.
like
I'm sure a lyric from Wood would go down great on a napkin.
I know. But I do think Blank Space, like you were saying, has a lot of history with them, specifically.
Yeah. I mean, it was his favorite song before they got together.
It's not written about him. It's not written about anybody. It made
deep,
total
guys.
sense to me.
And it's a pretty lyric to put on a wedding handkerchief. So it's going to be forever. Yeah.
Someone else posted that they used it for their wedding. So she's not the only one that has repurposed it.
Yeah, I saw somebody else saying they wanted to use it for their wedding before Taylor did, and
now it's like, oh, now I can't.
I themed my wedding around Long Live.
You still can. You can
Long
do
Live
whatever you want with your wedding.
But I themed my wedding around it.
I see a lot of Taylor-themed weddings.
The wedding I went to wasn't Taylor-themed, but it was very Taylor-esque, and it did have a lot of Taylor songs in it.
My wedding wasn't Taylor-themed, but it was, like, storybook-themed, and I used Long Live as, like, the inspiration of, like, I had the time of my life. Fighting Dragons with You was the main inspiration for the wedding.
Okay, so the donations.
So, right before their wedding, Taylor and Travis donated $26 million to, I have a complete list of charities. There was City Harvest in New York City, the Food Bank for New York City, New York Cares, Los Angeles Regional Food Bank, Harvesters, the Community Food Network in Kansas City, The Store in Nashville, Tennessee, Helping Harvest in Reading, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island Community Food Bank, Feeding America, which is a national charity, ASPCA, which is a national charity, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is a national charity, Grammy in the Schools, which is a national charity, Education Through Music, which is a New York charity, Answer the Call, which is a New York charity, Musical Mentors, which is a New York charity, After School All-Stars, which is a New York charity, After School All-Stars in Cleveland, Ohio. They have 2 different branches. MSK Kids, the Pediatric Cancer Program at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, which is a New York hospital. Children and Teen, Adolescent and Teen, Adult AYA programs. They don't have a location. Hassan Children's Hospital at NYU Langone, which is a children's hospital in New York, also for cancer. I know because that was my mom's cancer hospital. And Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City. So, very long list.
I saw a lot of people judging them for like shutting down a part of New York and they should be donating to New York. Meanwhile, did you hear like half of those charities were all New York based?
Also, they were not the only ones donating. A lot of Swifties were also donating in $13 increments because so a lot of the charities also released statements, and some of them did point out Swifties were answering the call as well in their usual form with $13 increments. Because, as soon as the list went live, Swifties wanted to give Taylor a wedding present.
Yeah, as a wedding present for Taylor and Travis. So cute.
Mm-hmm.
And we also don't know what the other celebrities donated since they asked for donations in lieu of.
Mm-hmm.
People also pointed out, like, a lot of the shops that called out the criticism of Taylor shutting down the streets, asking where was this concern when the Knicks also shut down the streets.
Yeah, it's not like it's the first time.
Seriously. It's like a lot of people were trying to get attention. There were a lot of thank yous from those charities, including a Dolly Parton video where she thanked for that donation.
And asked for their firstborn child.
That's right. At the end. Because she said that if they ever have a child together, that child will be incredibly gifted and...
He said, since y'all are so given, have your firstborn child.
And then, of course, the 13 times 2 is 26.
And Taylor is big into numerology.
Mm-hmm. I think that's about it on the wedding for now.
Now we have to catch up on all the news from like the past 6 months.
Yeah,
I did add something new to the bottom as well that I don't know if you guys saw, but it happened, I believe, the day of the wedding, and people were why she didn't talk about it.
There was more than just that he did. People were saying Tree's gonna have like 2 or 3 lawsuits for him.
Oh, we're talking about
just to get it over with. Trump made a post using the Eras Tour format. And he also made
it was like a video.
Yeah, he also made a couple posts using sounds of Taylor because he hasn't gotten the message that Taylor hates him. So people were joking that Tree will have a lawsuit for him incoming shortly because, I'm sure cease and desist will be coming soon.
Yeah, it was posted for like the 4th of July, like America's Eras Tour, Birthday of America.
Mm-hmm.
He was just busy and trying to have a good weekend.
Yeah, people are like, I can't believe she hasn't spoken up yet. And I'm like, girl is enjoying her wedding. Like, leave her alone. I'm sure Tree is on
There
it,
is one thing we didn't talk about that is sad news.
Yeah, I know
Her
that,
favorite teacher that ended up being her bodyguard did die the night of her wedding.
So, a while back I think we discovered this in February at some point. I'm not entirely sure.
The timestamp on the post here says December 2025.
It was December.
So back in December, it was discovered that 2 songs on Reputation were changed only in the Dolby Atmos versions on Apple Music. which is still the case as of now. It was I Did Something Bad and Delicate. They had lyric changes, not just the lyrics, like reading lyrics, but also Taylor singing the lyrics. I want to clarify that. But it's if he calls me a bitch, then he had it coming, instead of what it was before, which was...
I don't regret it one bit because he had it coming.
That's right. Yeah, I don't regret it one bit because he had it coming. And then Delicate, it's now Goddamn Never Seen That Color Blue instead of Oh Damn Never Seen That. But they sound good.
Want that on Spotify, Taylor? What the heck? Why is it only up yesterday?
But of course, lots of people, when that happened, lots of people were like, what is this? Because it's so random. And like the timing was random and everything. I mean, it is pretty sus, but it's been over 6 months now and nothing has come of it yet. So,
and that same day debut, the standard and deluxe separated on streaming platforms, I guess, as well. So Reputation and debut had changes on the same day, which is why people are freaking out so much.
And then Taylor attended Estee's wedding, which Esty is who's mentioned in No Body, No Crime. But that's where Taylor got that name from her friend Esty, who
is a Haim sister?
Yes, it is one of the Haim sisters.
And then Travis got the Man of the Year for Charity.
So Taylor Swift became the first and only artist to achieve 1 billion streams on Spotify in 2026 in only 18 days. Just the wording is a little weird of like...
Only 18 days through the year. Oh, because it was 18 days into the year.
Okay, yeah, it is into the year.
Uh-huh. Because this was posted on January 18th. But she was the first and only artist to achieve 1 billion streams 18 days into the year.
Into the year. Which is crazy.
We have breaking news.
Oh, no.
The Eras Tour, the final show, has been nominated for 5 Emmys.
Oh,
is this what I saw about? She was finally on track to get an EGOT?
Taylor Nation posted it 5 hours ago.
Wow.
Variety special, pre-recorded, directing of a variety special, picture editing for variety programming, sound mixing for a variety series or special, and technical direction and camera work for a special.
That's awesome.
This is why I scroll during this.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm always like finding something while we're doing this.
Oh, yeah. And then Taylor Swift with the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And she's been inducted.
Yeah. In the induction, Somber sang a couple of songs for her in the ceremony. Dear John and something else. I don't remember what the other one was.
Wait, he sang Dear John during that?
He sang Dear John, yeah. Because it was kind of a clapback because John Mayer has been... Actually, Jess knows more about this.
He sang Dear John, which Taylor wrote by herself, and John Mayer called it trashy songwriting. Also, John Mayer has been eligible for the Songwriting Hall of Fame for 14 years and has not gotten in. So it was really a stab at him.
And Somber got to pick what songs he performed of Taylor, so he chose that song.
I know she did an interview about it. She talked about her songwriting and different things she likes to do with her songwriting. I know one of them was taking like modern language and mixing it with like older style language. And people always, whenever she does that, they're like, that's so cringe. I hate that part. But she loves doing that. And she's talked about that. I can't remember what other bits she said, but she said a lot of good stuff in that interview, I know.
We also do have a link of her speech from the Hall of Fame induction. It's very long, so we're not going to read it out on the podcast, but we'll have a link if you want to join our Discord. It'll all be in there.
Yes, join our Discord. We are back, and we're going to be adding things again.
Everything we talk about will all be linked in the Discord.
Then we have the Live Nation ticket lawsuit, Which, what happened with that? Was it?
It's still ongoing.
Okay.
It has been ruled that they are a monopoly and have to break up, but it's still an
I know in
ongoing
Canada
battle.
they can't do, right now in Canada, tickets can't be resold for more than face value anymore on Ticketmaster. That has come into effect here, which is great.
That's awesome.
Wish it happened sooner, but it's fine.
I'm glad that
For her next concert.
we're starting to take on Ticketmaster.
It's already been ruled that they are a monopoly, and we have a law that says that there cannot be monopolies, so we'll be seeing a breakup of that soon.
Swiftie has been added to the dictionary, so we're officially Swifties now.
And the definition is a fan of the music of Taylor Swift. So we are officially in the dictionary.
Selena went on Benny's podcast and talked about Taylor.
So she confirmed Dorothea was about her. She mentioned that there's an unreleased track that Taylor wrote called Family that's about her friends. And it's I think it's either one of or Selena's favorite song of Taylor's. Something like that. And then something about Taylor painted something for Selena.
Yeah, Benny revealed that Selena has a painting that was done by Taylor, because he thought it was done by like a very famous artist, and then Selena revealed it was done by Taylor, which spurred on the Taylor Lakes rumors.
And then, so a 21-year-old man pled guilty to plotting attack on Taylor Swift concert in Vienna. So that happened too. And then the Toy Story song. So was it like a month before this happened? We got the countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this countdown on Taylor's website that
disappeared super fast.
It didn't say anything, but it had the Toy Story clouds, the famous Toy Story clouds that are probably trademarked.
And are also in the background of the Opal Light music video.
Yes, and actually, if you look into the Opal Light music video, now we can see there's a lot of Easter eggs for Toy Story there. But there was a countdown with these Toy Story clouds, and it said like 42 or something, and people thought maybe hours, right? But then it went away. It just vanished. It just disappeared. But it was really like, I think it was days is what it actually was, because I don't remember the exact number, and I don't know the math, but someone said that it was exactly that many days after was the 19th, which is when Toy Story was premiering. But yes, Taylor did a song for Toy Story 5.
I remember seeing a lot of people in denial. They're like, there's no way she's involved in Toy Story. I actually was like, no, I think she might be in it. I thought it was going to be a song.
Yeah,
though.
I thought that some way she's involved, because, well, at first I was like, why? But then looking at some of the pictures too, and like one of her outfits too really looked like Toy Story-esque, like kind of reminded me of Bo Peep if you're looking back at it. And she's had like a horse purse or something. Like there was a lot of Easter eggs that were kind of hinting at Toy Story throughout the year. Apparently she watched Toy Story 5, and then she went home and wrote the song, and it was the most...
With Jack, yes?
She said it was one of the most fun days of her life or something like that.
She wrote it in like 6 hours. She went to the studio and wrote it in 6 hours because Bob Iger and I forget the director of Toy Story's name came to listen to it like that night.
She like went to Disney and was like, hey, I wrote this song.
Do you want?
Like they didn't ask her to.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the song?
I love it.
I love it.
I think it's amazing.
The way I described...
It's crazy how like the nostalgic feelings are like immediate and you're like, what the heck?
That's what I was going to say. I said to Paladin, it gives me such a nostalgic feeling. Like I've heard this song a million times, even though it was brand new. it makes me think of debut so much. And honestly, I think it was so refreshing because I told you to, my puppy listens to a Taylor Swift playlist to go to sleep, and it's the one on Spotify. And so every single day, all I heard was Elizabeth Taylor. Do you think it's forever? So to not hear that as the first notes blasting every time was just so nice. First day it released, I was like, war is over. Peace at last.
Yeah, I know, I love it. I don't know, it feels like coming home. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe it gives me.
It's so weird how she captured like nostalgia into a song.
Yeah.
Great song. I have not seen the movie yet.
I have not either. Well, I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet, so...
Oh, and apparently this song is written in Jesse's perspective.
I figured it was.
For the movie.
It felt very Jesse.
Oh, that's the other thing.
You said it was, yeah.
That's the other thing that Taylor said about Jess. And like, she said that she felt for Jessie. She talked about how she grew up loving Toy Story, and there was a picture of her in a cowgirl outfit when she was a really young kid, and so it does make sense with
they brought her old VHS of Toy Story to the premiere to have Fast sign it. It was so cute.
The other thing about the premiere is that she performed, she sang the song, and then she performed You Got a Friend in Me with Randy Newman, which Randy actually asked her to. He wanted her to join him.
She wore a flower yellow dress, which is very, people point out, is very debut-esque.
But it's also very Jessie.
True. It is very like Toy Story.
It's very Toy Story, yeah. The performance with Randy Newman was really good.
He made her laugh during it.
Oh, yes, he did. You're right. There's a line in the song that's something about... they're smarter than me or whatever. And then he said, no one's as smart as you.
So funny. And then she had a performance at Tight End U with her black dress with sequins, very Reputation-y vibes.
Who did she perform with?
Lainey Wilson.
They did Love Story.
She held up her ring.
Yeah, she held up her ring for the, what it's talking about. She was at the Knicks game really
4.
recently. So just looking back at that, because it was at MSG. So looking back at that, just thinking at her perspective, like, oh, this is the last time I'm going to be in here before this becomes my wedding.
I was joking with Paladin. She must have been like, so I'm going to get married here, and you are going to be sitting there. And, like,
yeah.
Like, I wonder if she went in there just to, like, do some visual... She went with the Haim sisters, and they had cute little matching t-shirts with different Knicks puns on them.
Which were Taylor's idea, but one of the Haim sisters made them with her Cricut machine. And she made extras because they like to give them out to their friends. And so by halftime, Marissa Haggerty had one on.
What did hers say?
Stevie Nicks. It matched Taylor's.
Oh, okay, because I forget what the other twos had.
It was Stevie Nicks. Oh, I forget what they said.
I did find the shirts from the Knicks game. Hers said Stevie Nicks. One of the Haim sisters said Nicole Kidman. And the other one was Nickelback. It was Nick with the K spelling.
So Max Martin sold part of his catalog. One of the articles that was going around was saying that this was jeopardizing Taylor's owning her catalog. That's not the case. I do have an article that we're going to share that better explains it. But what essentially is happening is Max Martin is selling his part of the writing credit of 2 of the songs he wrote with Taylor, Style and Ready for It. Taylor still owns the song itself, but he is selling what he would make in profit from the song. He did not have creative control of the song. Taylor had that. This is just him selling any profit he would make from the songs.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. That he would be able to sell the whole song. That doesn't make sense.
It was very much clickbaiting, that article, and it caused a lot of Swifties to freak out. So I wanted to share an article that better explained the situation and broke down exactly how this works.
So she was recently spotted at the recording studio and was there for 9 hours.
And an outfit that was very like the TS logo from her masters, very that coded of like that collection that dropped. I think it was it before Showgirl dropped? Was that collection? It was like very like hotel duffel bag and the robe and the slippers, the notepad and stuff. It was very like, I don't know. And that outfit she wore to the recording studio was very reminiscent of that collection, that aesthetic.
She was in the recording studio. I think this was a couple weeks before the wedding. So, very interesting. Oh, right. So there was a Swiftie book that has been published called The Story of Us. It's about Swifties and our fandom, how we've come together and stuff. I haven't read it, but that was a pretty big deal. There was a summer collection this year.
There was a bunch of stuff in it, but the most significant things I can think of were the Opalite spray bottle, the life preserver, the snake ring. That's right. All the different colors, the lover bracelet. There was a lot of debut and a lot of rep merch, which was interesting.
There was a teal Reputation shirt that people were wondering why it was teal.
Oh, right. There's also cowboy boot earrings. So it was interesting. Both rep and debut got jewelry.
You both got the snake ring, right?
Yeah, I got the snake ring and the lover bracelet. There's also a Secret Garden collection.
I did get the Secret Garden hat as well.
That's right, yeah.
I had to have self-control. I actually liked quite a few things in the collection. There was a really cute 1989 like cooler bag, looked like a boombox. So cute. There was one more thing about the summer collection that I just remembered. The photo shoot for the summer collection was very similar to the I Knew It, I Knew You photo shoot with the tulips on the ground. Just to point that out as well.
Which is all similar to debut.
Yeah. So the Opalite music video came out in February. The funny thing is she had everyone from that Graham Norton episode in it. Because when she was on Graham Norton promoting Showgirl, she joked about, or someone joked, I don't remember how it came out, but they were joking about being in a Taylor Swift music video. And then she ended up inviting everyone who sat on the couch that day and had that discussion. She invited them to be in this music video. I think they were filming it in December.
They were on the Graham Norton show in October. But the one that plays the guitar in the music video is the voice of Lily Pad in Toy Story.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole different episode on the breakdown of that video because there's a lot of Easter eggs of various things in that video.
That's just something I wanted to point out that I've been seeing a lot of notice about.
And then the Elizabeth Taylor music video came out too. It's clips of Elizabeth Taylor, which I think it's cute because I think it's an homage to Elizabeth Taylor. I think it's a very classy way to like give Elizabeth Taylor credit for the song title, you know, and for the song. So a lot of Swifties were completely tearing it apart because it's not like a typical Taylor Swift music video, you know?
Also, Elizabeth Taylor social medias posted that Elizabeth Taylor was cutting a cake in Madison Square Garden celebrating a film. When Taylor was getting married, they've posted about Elizabeth Taylor did it first. But it was a way to be like, another way Taylor is following in Elizabeth's footsteps. Like it wasn't a snarky like, Elizabeth did it first. It was Taylor is following in Elizabeth's footsteps.
And then her outfits are being displayed at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh, right. There was a trademark battle over the life of the showgirl because there was another performer. What's the name of her show?
The Confessions of a Showgirl.
That's it. It was Confessions. She was trying to sue Taylor for it. When this first came out, The Confessions of a Showgirl, a lot of people were like, wow, why doesn't like Confessions of a Shopaholic or Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, they can sue Confessions of a Showgirl? Like, it's not exactly the same title. And the crazy thing, too, is that apparently she was loving the album at first and using the album to promote her show before she decided that she's going to try to sue Taylor.
I think the Showgirl lawsuit got thrown out before it ever got filed.
Yeah. I vaguely remember something about that.
6 hours ago, the lawsuit about the Tortured Poets lyric copyright has also been tossed out.
Basically, just don't try and sue Taylor.
But the lyric in Tortured Poets, there was a poet that was trying to sue Taylor, just to clarify. And then Taylor's trademarked her voice for the AI so that her voice cannot be used in AI.
Yeah.
Taylor and Travis are expected to attend another wedding on July 11th.
Do we know whose wedding it is?
They were guests at their wedding.
What wedding are we talking about?
The wedding on July 11th that
July 11th?
Taylor and Travis are expected to attend as husband and wife. They were guests at Taylor and Travis's wedding.
I don't know anything about this.
I don't remember who, but we'll be looking for spottings of that.
It's the NFL player Juju Smith-Schuster and Laura Crow in Orange County, California. July 11th wedding.
Well, I think that is it. Woo! We did it! Yay. That was roughly 6 months of news. The biggest pieces, because obviously there was a lot more. But we didn't want to go over things that are not
Relevant anymore.
relevant anymore. So hopefully you enjoyed this and you will come back next time. Next time we should be doing a deep dive on Showgirl finally, right?
Yes.
Is that the plan?
Unless something else big happens.
Unless Taylor
Drop like debuts.
I was gonna say unless Taylor releases wedding photos, and then we'll be doing a wedding episode.
Why do you always do this to us? We want to talk about your lyrics. Anyway, that is hopefully the next episode that we do. Thank you so much for listening. Definitely join our Discord so that you can stay connected with us and have all the links to all of the stuff we talked about and the photos and everything. And also go follow us on our socials. If you like this episode and you like our vibe, don't forget to follow us on the listening platform that you're on, because then you can keep coming back. We'll talk to you all next time.
Bye.